Hey, it's Mike Hambright back with another Flip Nerd VIP show. Today I have with me Josh Adamek, who's the president of ACRE of Pittsburgh, which is a REIA club in Pittsburgh. He's also an active real estate investor with Synergy Capital. And before we get started talking to Josh and learning more about everything he's involved in, let's take a moment to recognize our sponsors. Home Depot is a partner that no real estate investor can live without, whether you're a veteran investor or just getting started. We have an incredible opportunity for listeners of FlipNerd.com to never pay full price at Home Depot again, whether you're buying all your materials for a huge project or even a single item. Please visit FlipNerd.com/Home Depot to learn more about our incredible and completely free program. Auction.com has sold over $26 billion in real estate and is the nation's leading online real estate marketplace. I've personally sold properties through Auction.com and highly recommend this platform for buying or selling your next deal. Check out Auction.com to learn more. Personal Real Estate Investor Magazine is the leading voice in the real estate investing industry and simply a must-read for anyone at any stage in their real estate investing career. It's an absolute must-read for all vendors and partners that serve the investor community. To learn more, please visit personalrealestateinvestormag.com. Hey Josh, welcome to the show.
Hi Mike, thanks for having me on today.
Good, good. Well, I wanted to learn a little bit more about you and your background as a real estate investor, and also you're the president of a good-sized REIA club in Pittsburgh there, the ACRE Club, and wanted to learn a little bit more about that. So tell us a little bit more about you and your background and how you got started in real estate investing.
Okay, I've been investing in real estate in Pittsburgh for about 10 years now. I did it part-time for about 7 years, and then about 3.5 years ago, I quit my job, and that's when my partner and myself formed Synergy Capital. For the first 7-8 years, I was focused mainly on building my rental portfolio, and when I made the leap to quit my job, I began pretty heavily buying and selling. Okay. And we do a fair amount of wholesaling every year. We do a lot of renovation, flip type properties, whatever you want to call them, and in your neck of the woods there. Yeah. We do. We're working on some commercial projects, a few ground up development deals. We have a couple of townhouse projects in the works right now. So we do a fair amount of stuff on the buy and sell end of the business.
Yep. Yep.
We typically use private investor funds to acquire the properties. Recently, over the last 24 months, we've been working with an SEC attorney. We're now in compliance with the Securities and Exchange Commission on a federal level, so we can publicly solicit and pool private funds from accredited investors.
Okay, great. Why don't we talk about the REIA Club that you're the president of, the ACRE Club, and I know it's been around for a long time. Is that right?
Yeah. ACRE's been around for over 30 years.
That's awesome.
It's over the years we've had over 2,500 active members. That's my membership comes and goes like right. Any organization. Right now we have I think 4 to 5, somewhere in the 4 to 500 range active members and vendor memberships. So still a pretty large organization. We meet once a month. We have a formal monthly meeting where we have local speakers. Sometimes we'll have a national speaker come in, provide some content. We have vendor speakers. We do some Saturday classes that are geared more towards one aspect of the business. We'll have classes on lease options, classes on property management, classes on buy and sell, wholesaling, just different, mostly local speakers
right.
that are working in the Pittsburgh market that are willing to share some information on the business.
Yeah. And you have a pretty vibrant kind of vendor membership as well in the club, or?
Yeah, we do. We have we have active vendors. Everything from title companies to attorneys to property managers, Home Depot, window suppliers, some general contractors, basically anything you may need access to as far as in your real estate business.
Right, right. And so tell us a little bit about the club. I mean, how do you you have like a general meeting, and I assume you have a mixture of newer folks, newbies that is, and veterans that have been around for a little while. Is your club? Tell me a little bit. I'm always intrigued to talk to folks that run real estate investing clubs to understand the balance of trying to educate newer folks and trying to satisfy folks that have been around for a while that don't need the same level of education maybe that some of the newer folks have, and the balance of not being overly salesy but providing great value and content. And
Yep.
I know almost no RIA clubs make money, but they have to generate money somehow to continue the club. And just talk a little bit about how your club is structured in that regard.
Right. Well, we do have, like I said, we have a pretty large membership. I think it's like around 450 members. We have a good mix. I mean, we have the newbies that have never bought a property other than the one they live in. We have folks that have been around for there's a few people in our membership that have in excess of 500-600 rental properties.
Wow.
We have some folks that have bought hundreds and hundreds of buy and sell type properties that have been in the business for 30 years. And we have a few members that have been members of the organization since it started, so
Okay.
that have actually been around for close to 30 years.
Okay.
But
What's a membership? What does a membership run in your club? What's the cost?
not enough for what they get. No, I think it's around $139 a year.
Okay.
And that includes monthly meetings, all the stuff we have online, the digital newsletter, the electronic newsletters, all the resources. Coming to the monthly meetings, you can talk to our local attorneys. All the different contractors, vendors, experienced investors. So
Right, right. And you guys are a member of National RIA as well, is that right?
yes, we are. We
Okay.
are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you,
Pittsburgh just hosted the National RIA event. I don't know, I think it was maybe 3-4 months ago.
okay.
So
And there's some benefits that your members get from your association with National RIA as well, right?
yeah, we have the Home Depot rebate program where you get I think it's a 2.5% kickback from what you spend over the course of the year
Okay.
from Home
Okay.
Depot.
Okay. So what do you think and you said you had some other training classes on the weekends and things like
Yeah.
other opportunities where people come in and probably maybe charge a little bit to learn more about, have a kind of a top, somebody that is an expert in a certain area. They talk about, like you said, lease options or property management, other things like that.
Yeah, yeah. As you know, I'm sure you're a member of your local RIA. When you have a 2-hour meeting on a Tuesday evening, it's hard to cover the basics. Have the vendor introductions and a quick teaching segment,
Right.
and then have a speaker that can actually provide a fair amount of content with a teaching segment. So it's all a balancing act there. So what we do is, we have, like you said, we have a good mix of membership, whether it's folks that are interested in, being a landlord or buying and selling or lease
Right.
options or property management. So what we do is we have the occasional Saturday classes, which would be typically, on a Saturday morning for 4 hours, and we'll have just one specific topic. Where majority of times we'll have a local speaker that'll take the property management aspect of the business and just really dive into it for 4 hours.
Right.
And I think we charge. It depends on the speaker and what room we're in at the time, but I think we charge anywhere from $49 up to $99 for the Saturday class, and it's typically a solid 4 hours of content.
Yeah.
We have the handouts and the printouts, and you have the ability to buy the recordings of the classes and stuff after the fact.
Okay. Okay. And so talk a little bit about your role in ACRE when you took over as president and some of the responsibilities that you have to make sure, that the club, I guess, grows and continues to improve content and things like that.
Yeah. Well, I actually started going to ACRE about 12 years ago before I bought my first property,
Yep.
and I've been an active member since. I've been on the board for maybe about 5 years now, maybe not quite that long. And I was recently about 6 or 8 months ago. I was voted in as the vice president of the organization, and a short time after that, our newest president, for various reasons, had to take a leave of absence from the group,
Okay.
step away from the group. So I was then voted in as in the position of president. But
Yeah.
basically, my role as president is to we have other folks on the board. We have, I believe, 8 active board members. So we have our general meeting the first Tuesday of the month, and then we have a board meeting following that the second Tuesday of the month. I host the board meeting at my office, and we basically plan for upcoming meetings and events. And one of the things that I'm really trying to do to benefit the organization is grow the membership, and by that is prior to the last 9 or 12 months, we didn't have very much of an internet presence. So we're trying to grow the internet presence with the Facebook group and meetup.com, and attract more of a membership, because there's a lot of folks out there that are interested in learning how to invest in real estate that
Right.
just don't know where to go for help.
Right.
And there's organizations like ACRE that are local in Pittsburgh for a minimal cost. You can come and learn from some local folks that are active investors that are doing the business on a daily basis, rather than one of the infomercials on TV when a guy flies in and holds a weekend event.
Right. Right.
So.
Are there other active clubs in Pittsburgh as well?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of active clubs.
Okay.
I communicate. I associate with one of the other groups, Pittsburgh RE, I believe it is, and they're another active group. But I think all in all, there's probably about probably a dozen active organizations in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I think. ACRE's been around the longest, and ACRE is, as far as I know, the largest investors association in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, it's always interesting to talk to folks in different markets because some clubs don't collaborate at all,
Yeah,
and some do. So it's always interesting to kind of hear that dynamic that's going on
yeah,
there. So I mean, everybody
yeah,
has the same journey. I mean, they have the same interests. They want to help educate and grow awareness and of real estate investing and things like that in their market. But sometimes they're for one reason or another just don't collaborate a lot at that level.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's a balancing act, but
yeah,
we meet on different nights of the week or different nights of the month,
yeah,
and we do share a lot of the same membership.
yeah,
So a
sure,
lot of folks at both of our belong to both organizations. So
yeah, yeah.
it's no secret there's more than one investors association in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, in most towns other than smaller towns. So,
Yeah.
so talk a little bit about. So you have your monthly meetings, and you have some additional training on the weekends, and I know you have a couple of conferences a year, and you've got one coming up here next month. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the purpose of that conference, and then a little bit specifically about the details of this one that's coming up.
Yeah, well, we have, like you mentioned, we have two larger events per year. One is our fall convention, where it's typically a 1 or 2 day event. We'll have 2 to 4 speakers come in, and then our big event is actually coming up March 21st through the 23rd, and that's typically a 3, sometimes a 4 day event. This year it's a 3 day event, Friday through Sunday, and right now we have 8 national speakers scheduled to come in,
Okay.
and we we're very careful in picking our speakers. We get a lot of return speakers. We get speakers that come back every couple of years, that provide good content,
Mm-hmm.
and we like to have a mix of speakers. So we'll have folks that speak on landlording, buy sell, private money, taxes. just general real estate investing. So we get a good mix rather than focusing on one aspect of the business, and we do that for several reasons. One of the reasons is people that find us that are new to the business. They're not quite sure what angle in real estate investing they want to take, so they come to our big convention, and they get to hear a little blurb on each aspect of the business, and see which one interests them the most. So this year in particular, we have on Saturday we have 4 speakers. We have Nick Sidoti, who teaches on special needs housing. We have Larry Goins, who is really good at marketing his company and himself. He's teaching the buy and sell machine and how to grow your real estate business. We have Donna Bauer teaching this year on buying discounted notes. And then we have Jack Bosch, who is this should be an interesting one. He's a land profit generator. He's teaching on how to make money flipping land, like most of us flip houses.
Yeah.
So and then on Sunday we have another 4 speakers. We have Aliello, talking on taxes. Lou Brown is the 24/7 cash machine. Lou Brown has been around for a long time. He's a good speaker, has a lot to offer, and we always like having Lou back. Alan Cowgill, he's going to teach us about private money, how to utilize private investor funds to purchase your properties. And then Chris Bowser is coming back again this year. He was with us. He came and spoke a few years back. He actually teaches on how to buy and sell on eBay, and not just real estate, but everything in general. When you buy that house that's loaded full of junk, how to take that stuff and sell it for a profit on eBay.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about your. I know you mentioned some things up front. You're an active real estate investor yourself.
Yes.
And I know you started at a pretty young age, which I think I've never met a real estate investor that, other than folks that started early, that didn't wish that they always wish they had started earlier.
Yeah, right.
So talk a little bit about how old were you when you bought your first house?
I was 21 years old when I bought my first duplex.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
And that was a rental property for you?
Yeah, it was. I was fresh out of school. My girlfriend and my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, we were living in my uncle's apartment building. Okay. And we paid rent for a couple of months, and I quickly realized that I paid rent, and 3 other people paid rent, and I wanted to be the one collecting the rent, not paying it.
There you go.
So
do you still own that duplex?
I do. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Everybody always remembers their first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started there. I bought my first duplex at 21. Then I did what most 21-year-olds would do. I goofed off for a while and and bought some toys and didn't really take the business serious. And then after about a year or two, I bought another property, and they slowly trickled in. You had mentioned people wish they had started younger. Well, I started young, but I tell people I wish I would have got serious younger. So,
yeah, there you go.
So I bought my first property when I was 21, but probably from the time I was 21 till I was about maybe 24, 25, I bought a handful of properties. Right around that time is when I started took what I would consider when I got serious and started building my rental portfolio. And then a short time after that, about 3.5 years ago, I quit my full-time job to invest in real estate.
Yeah, that's great. That's always a good, scary feeling. So.
Yeah, right.
So talk a little bit about, so you're in your business now, you're doing several different exit strategies, keeping some stuff as rentals, rehabbing and reselling, wholesaling, all those things. How do you primarily find deals in your market there? Are you buying from other investors? Are you running an advertising model where you generate leads on your own?
Yeah, we do. Majority of the properties that we buy are non-MLS deals,
Hmm.
off the market properties. We do buy some stuff like everyone else straight off the MLS, but it tends to be more competition that way. So we do target the off the market deals. We do blanket advertising. We do some internet stuff. We do some pay per click. We buy leads from other lead generation websites. We do bandit signs. We do some billboards, some um, print advertising. So we typically have 7 or 8 different lead generation sources going.
Yeah.
Another good one for us is direct mail campaigns.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And how's the market for you? So as we sit here kind of in February, 2014, how's the market feeling for you there? I know a lot of markets across the country right now, it's definitely been harder to buy because the retail market's been strong and really kind of starting to bounce back here. So it's trickling down to investors and making, there's more competition. Money is easier to get access to than it has been in years past. You've got a lot of new folks coming into the investment space. You have hedge funds coming in. Just a lot of different competitive pressures. How are things feeling up in Pittsburgh?
We have, it always seems like there's more competition, but we have a fair share of deals going on right now. We typically target, a different type of property than a lot of other investors are chasing.
Okay.
A lot of investors in the area that do like the flip type business that we're in are targeting a slightly cheaper property than we go after. So we're doing a little bit higher end property than average. We're not afraid to take on the big renovations, the mega renovations. We are experiencing, you'd mentioned the hedge funds.
Hmm.
We do have a lot of hedge funds coming into town that are buying, cash flowing rental type properties, but
Hmm.
that doesn't so much affect my aspect of the business because we're typically buying, total gut job renovations
Okay.
or
Okay.
those type of properties. Hedge funds are buying the more, turnkey rental type properties. Depending on what their strategy is, might be a little cheaper properties with higher cash flow, or better appreciating properties. We do have a good mix of each in the area.
Right. Right. Awesome. And where do you see things going in Pittsburgh over the next few years? What's I always ask people that are active investors, what if you could get your crystal ball out? Where do you think things are going in your market over the next couple of years?
Well, we have such a diverse market in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. We have inner city properties. We got properties you can buy for $5,000 and $10,000. We have trendy parts of the city where you buy those same type of properties for $500,000.
Right.
We have areas just out in the suburbs where it's a good mix as well. $150,000 neighborhoods up to $1 million plus type neighborhoods.
Right.
So where I see Pittsburgh going. We're an old steel town. We never we've always historically we've had constant slow and steady appreciation.
Right.
We never really had the boom, so we never really had the bust. We do have some up and down fluctuations, but over the past few years and in the foreseeable future,
Hmm.
actually there's a big rise on inner city living.
Yeah.
So for a period of time there, a lot of folks were moving out of the city because it was getting rough and out to the suburbs. But recently, over the last couple of years, there's been a lot going on to promote city living. We have our 10-year tax abatements. We have the public transportation, the bicycle lanes, the bicycle parking, different means of transportation, and different things that are attracting folks to live in the city.
Great. Great. Awesome. Well, tell everybody how they get a hold of you if they want to learn more about Acre or about you directly. How do you recommend folks to get a hold of you guys?
Um, you know, On the internet.
Yeah.
We have our websites. We have for ACRE, our Investors Association. The website is ACREPGH.com. ACREPGH.com. My website is synergypgh.com. That's
Okay.
SYNERGYPGH.com. Or you can always call my office at 412-837-2555.
Awesome, awesome. We'll put links to all that stuff down below the video here so our viewers can check it out.
Okay.
And awesome. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on the show today.
All right. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Appreciate
I
learning more
appreciate it.
about you, about Acre, and about what's going on in the Pittsburgh market. So we'll definitely add links for everything below the video. And if you have any interest, just go ahead and get a hold of Josh and learn more. So thanks, Josh. Appreciate your time today.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right, take care.